Let's talk about the hidden heartbreak with being a people pleaser. It's not so much exhausting as it is frustrating, because a lot of the time, people pleasers are able to find the best solution with the least amount of pain and friction. They're the ones that tend to go the most unheard. And why does this cut so deep for them? People pleasers were often brought up in an environment where they believed that fixing and keeping the peace, or just being useful in general, was the only way to receive love and feel safe. And so they've become experts at reading the room, anticipating needs, finding solutions, always prepared of what's going to happen 10 steps ahead. Sometimes their voices are the ones that get dismissed. And the reason why it stings is because it's a really painful reminder that your voice or your presence doesn't matter. Here is the painful irony that a lot of times us people pleasers are actually training people unintentionally to see us as the fixer. Just like a plumber or an electrician, people will call us when a solution is needed. But you're not really going to be invited because you belong. And it's also probably because you don't feel like you belong unless there is a problem in front of you to be solved. And so this is where I want you to understand that being unheard doesn't mean that you're wrong. Sometimes people aren't ready to face the truth. Sometimes people don't actually want to change. Sometimes people don't want the solution. Sometimes all they want is to have a minute of verbal jargon, just the same way we probably voice our frustrations once in a while and we just carry on our day. And so if you've been playing the role as the fixer and never quite showing up as a whole person, partially also because you don't know what it means to show up as a whole person, time to remind yourself that your voice matters. Because if you keep living in a constant state of people pleasing, you're going to shrink yourself to usefulness instead of fullness. You have to remember that your voice matters, even if some people might not want to hear it. People pleasing is almost like agreeing to playing the background character in everybody's life, including your own. Nobody really wants to be a background character all the time. I think it's time that we start being the main characters of our own lives. But you'll probably start being more valued for your presence, not just your usefulness. And that's how you can deepen your relationships, not only with others, but with yourself. Because the more you start feeling safe to show up as yourself, the more you can figure out who you actually are when you're not just fixing problems and finding solutions constantly. That's when your voice will finally start feeling like it carries weight. Feeling people pleasing is about unlearning the role so you can step into who you really are. Let me know down in the comments below if you're ready to stop being a people pleaser and start taking control of your own life. See you in the next one.